Italian Marco, dressed in a luxury Italian suit and carrying an expensive leather case, is waiting for a Shinkansen bullet train on a platform at Tokyo Central Station. He is going to Osaka to be with his Japanese wife Hana for Valentine's Day tomorrow. But he unknowingly drops his mobile phone on the platform. Inside the train, Marco realizes he has lost his phone, but just as he is trying to retrace his steps to the platform, a kind old American man brings the phone to him. While the train is passing Mount Fuji, Marco has an out-of-body experience. Mount Fuji looms through the train window and a ship's wake stretches out over an ocean. Marco sings Ancestors, an ode to the moral and ethical values of his ancestors, while Hana and her friends look on. Marco is surrounded with a large hawser rope by a kappa and samurai swordsmen, eventually taking him away into the darkness. On a hot summer night, Marco is walking through a forest when he comes across a Japanese dwelling. It is luxuriously appointed, but there is no one at home. He is tempted to eat the food, drink the sake and steal some precious objects, but is frightened away by spirits. The next morning he arrives in Tono, where he is followed like paparazzi by the local girls around the village square. Eventually he meets Hana at her mother's home. The next morning Hana leads Marco along the village streets to the village square. It is the day of the town's festival and they can already hear the sounds of the parade music and chants. Hana tries to persuade Marco to join the parade to no avail, but he is soon dragged into it by a kappa. Forced to join the villagers carrying the parade float, Marco overstays his time and is saved by Hana. They scramble to their feet pursued by the kappa, and retreat down a village street. While working in the rice fields, Hana is called to come home by a small girl shouting that her mother is critically ill. Arriving home, Hana comforts her mother with Marco looking on. But she is told by a doctor that her mother is dying and a Shinto priest begins his ritual prayers. Marco leaves Hana and her family to their privacy and goes outside to the home's veranda. Suddenly a strong wind blows over the home, then suddenly stops and the chants and sounds of the ceremony fall silent. Hana comes to Marco and tells him that her mother has passed. She sings "Hold Me in Your Arms" while dancing slowly with Marco. They sit on the porch steps and are joined by Hana's dog as the lanterns and cicadas in the garden come to life again. On a bright crisp morning, Hana is collecting mushrooms in the forest near a large sacred tree while singing a traditional song. She has ignored Marco's advice not to go into the mountain on her own, but wants to surprise him with the special mushrooms she used to collect there with her mother. But as she approaches the tree, the forest falls silent. A mountain kami appears and just wants to pass by, but Hana repeatedly taunts it with demands to identify itself. The kami eventually loses its patience and strikes Hana with laser beams from its eyes. Hana is mortally wounded and falls at the base of the sacred tree. The kami continues on its way, then the voice of villagers can be heard calling Hana's name. Hannah's body is floating very slowly through a beautiful pale blue sky as if she has gone to heaven. But later, the Calanca landscape of Aliano in Italy appears below and she drifts off into the horizon. The village of Aliano appears. Its tightly packed houses sit on a hilltop above a landscape of Calarnchi badlands that give way to olive groves and farmland. Out of the small crowd of villagers in the market stalls of the town square comes Hannah dressed in her beautiful kimono and browsing and chatting with the locals. She is unaware that she is being stalked by a strange figure, a monarchilo. Hannah stops to listen to a small band of local musicians and is delighted by a small boy playing the tamborello. As the monarchilo continues to stalk her, she offers some sweets to the musicians for their music. Still shadowed by the strange figure, Hannah returns to the market stalls where the monarchilo prepares to attack her from behind. But just at the last moment Marco appears with his friend the Darty swordsman who arrests the monarchilo with the tip of his sword. The monarchilo changes his character, drops a bag of glittering coins at their feet and flees. In the home of Marco's mother Hannah is helping her prepare food and costumes for the town's festival including the mask for the central character in the parade, the Cornuta bull. Marco and Hannah prepare to join the parade, but Marco first greets his father who is frail and will not join the parade for the first time in his life. He gives Marco his blessings, reminding him of the traditions and values of his ancestors. Marco and the Cornuta players head the parade with Hannah again being entertained by the little boy on tamborello and singing and dancing with the local ladies. Inside the family home late one night Marco's father is dying. His mother and Hannah pray for him and they lay a cross on his chest. On a cold and foggy winter's night Marco and his mother are arguing about his plans to leave the town to live with Hannah. Hannah is upset by their arguments and retreats to her room. Marco, drunken and upset, goes out to the village square. Around the fountain he sings and dances a song to Hannah, but is joined by wolves playing instruments. They eventually take him away into the darkness. On Valentine's Day in a sky lounge in Osaka, Marco is working as a piano bar entertainer while Hannah and her friends are toying with their mobile phones. He sings a song for Hannah and she joins him at the piano. After the song Hannah introduces him to an old man sitting at the bar who is a business colleague, Professor Mawson. Later, a group of noisy characters including the Darty, Samurai, Kappa and Monarchilo enter the bar, but soon reveal they have been playing in a festival parade. Marco has dropped his mobile phone on the dance floor but it is returned once again by the professor who declares he had met Marco on the train yesterday. Marco goes to the dance floor and asks the professor to give everyone a philosophical message on this special day. The professor explains the meaning of his research of Tono and Aliano cultures that will help to bring better understanding for all races and creeds. The professor sings his message in the finale song and is joined firstly by Marco and Hannah, then the entire company, as the scenery falls away to become a stunning golden ocean sunset below Mount Fuji.